I was able to move up to Cambridge. I went to Harvard. No small cookie there. And I met the wonderful Professor William James. And we spoke at length about the psychology of the modern mind. I was tired of the trivia of Victorianism, the rhyme, the acute parallel structure drove me crazy. I wanted new, I wanted wild, I wanted to leave the United States. And so I did. I went to Paris in 1903. And there with my brother Leo, who was an art critic and an art collector, I began the great salon at 47 Flores in Luxembourg Gardens. My brother and I had some differences of opinion, as well intellectually inclined persons are so wont to do. Eventually, we didn't see eye to eye at all, and he left. Poor lad. I kept the salon at 47 Flores and flourished there. It was there, actually, that I met the great love of my life, Alice B. I can recount the afternoon, September 18th of 1908. And I saw her in a doorway, young, diminutive, a Jewish woman herself, lesbian I was sure, had just left San Francisco and was her first day in Paris. My fortune. She was to become my lover, my seamstress, my cook, my secretary for 47 years. I adored the woman. She gave me everything. She was my sustenance. And when the world began to mock me, it was Alice who came to my defense and said, Gertrude, it is that waterfall of language that comes in your mouth. It is the resounding, the echo of language that we all derive from you. And I will give you a little bit of my poetry. But I know I have a short time here. I want to tell you about the lost generation. I want to tell you about Ernest Hemingway. Oh my, what a cad. I would love to tell you more about Alice, but I want to tell you most about my poetry. It never survived. I did write some essays on Matisse and Cézanne and that other cad, Mr. Picasso. I did them for art catalogs. It was a business. I had to write the stories of their lives, and I did it quite easily. It was in my poetry that I came alive. It was in my poetry that I could become the avant-garde, lesbian, feminist, American, Jewish, everything I wanted to be on the page. And the way that I could do it was to design a new kind of language, a language that would revolve and echo and turn and twist and eddy in the mouth, so that everything became turned on its end. Let me read you a little poem from The Tender Buttons I published in 1918. Just a short passage. Actually, I don't have to read it. I can remember it because it's quite easy to remember. It goes like this. It was written for my muse, Alice. I do not know what she is doing in the winter. I do not know what she is doing in the summer. Because the winter is not the summer, and my woman is not the same in the winter as she is in the summer. Because the summer is not the winter, and the winter is not the summer, and my woman is not the same as she is in the summer. You get the picture. It was the echoing of sound. It was the twisting and the flourishing that I want to accomplish. And so when I leave you this evening, I want to tell you the way I want my poem about the rose to be remembered. It was not just a mere echo of words. It was to be sometimes whispered, sometimes shouted, sometimes knelt down to. So here is the poem about the rose. And I want to dedicate the rose to a young friend of mine, Miss Leslie, who invited me to this fine reading this evening. The rose is a rose. Is a rose.